Hi, it's JJ and
Tiny.
And here we are, the Hayes Wire, in the lobby today because we have two guests with us, actually a third.
Three.
Because,
fair.
well, two humans and a canine. Really excited to talk about this event. Ladies, thank you for coming in. We have Sarah, you're the executive director.
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And then we have Jessica. Jessica, you and I first reached out to one another about this great event.
Yeah.
And I think you also called me one morning about a dog wash or a car wash you were having. You're constantly looking to raise money for the Wichita Animal Action League. And this fundraiser you have coming up now, is this the biggest fundraiser you guys do each year?
Yes, this is our main fundraiser that we have every year. Last year was our first year. It was a lot of fun, and I know people aren't going to believe me, but we're going to top it.
I bet you will.
It's going to be hard, but we're going to do it.
I bet you will. It's the second annual Wags and Whiskers fundraiser. It's coming up September 17th. We're going to get to the event. You guys can run down all the details as far as what you can expect. But you brought in Rudy. Rudy, just for you, because you're a Notre Dame fan.
Thank you very much.
It's the least they could do. Rudy is just one of the examples of the great animals that can be rescued and adopted through your program. Before we get to the fundraiser, tell me more about how the Wichita Animal Action League works, because it's a little different than what you may think of as far as a traditional shelter. It's not so much brick and mortar, right?
Right, correct. We do not have a facility, so all of the animals that we have are in foster homes. So we are limited in the number of animals that we can save based on the number of foster homes that we have.
Okay.
So we provide all of the food, all of the litter, all of the vet care. The only thing that you provide is a couch.
Okay. And
we have some great boarding partners around town that let us board dogs for free, like Rudy. He's boarding at Sydney's Pet Resort and gets to go to daycare every day and get lots of socialization until he finds his forever home.
Okay.
So it's a little bit different when you don't have a facility, a little bit different constraints that you're working within, but...
Now, if you wanted to be a foster facility, foster home, how does one go about doing something like that? Because I know a lot of people that do foster animals, and a lot of times that's the most heartbreaking thing. They're sad to see the animal go, but happy that it's going to find a forever home.
It's a balance, and Jessica fosters for us.
I do, yes. Honestly, I've been fostering for probably 4 or 5 years total, not just with Wichita Animal Action League, but with several other organizations. And when I first started out about 5 years ago, yes, it was a little bit difficult. It was hard to let them go, but at this point, I'm happy with the difference that we're making in their lives. It seems like with every animal, yes, a little piece of me goes with them because we work so hard to train them, socialize them, make sure that they know that they're loved, take care of them. But I think in return, a little piece of them stays with me as well. And I get to watch the animal grow. A lot of times with fosters, they'll send you pictures and stuff as they stay in their lives, and you just get to see them.
And it's really a partnership between us and the fosters. So we work really hard to find a good fit that's going to be easy for you to foster.
Right.
If it's someone who stays home majority of the time and they have a lot of time to devote to training, we might put a crazy puppy in their house that needs a lot of training and basic commands and skills like that. If you're not home a lot but you still want to make a difference, we have elderly kitties that need a place to go too.
Elderly dogs as well that
aren't going to need much time. So it's really finding a good fit for you. It's always your decision on whether you want to take somebody, and we're in contact with you every day, offering tips, any training, stuff like that. So I think it's kind of scary for people because they think we're just going to drop a dog at their door and say good luck. We'll call you when we get an application, but it's really not like that at all.
Not at all.
So you mentioned the dogs and the cats. That was one of my quick questions. Do you have a greater need for one or the other? What would you say your greatest need is at this point? Is it dogs? Is it cats? Young, old?
In the summertime, it's usually cats and kittens. Okay. Because the two animals that are euthanized the most in our local shelter are pit bulls and cats. And cats die at about a 5 times greater amount than what dogs do. So we try in the summer to save a lot of cats, a lot of kittens, because we have so many other fantastic rescues in town that are saving dogs. So we try and save a lot of the cats, but we still have probably 20 to 25 dogs in care at this time too. So
our latest adoption at our house was a cat for that very reason. It was an older cat, and my wife asked the question, which I think is a common question, who's going to want to adopt an elderly cat? But it's worked out great for us, and it sounds like you can set someone up to succeed as well. through your program. But let's talk about the event.
Yeah.
September 17th. First
Yes.
of all, where is it going to be?
It's at the Homewood Suites by Hilton on the waterfront at 13th and Webb, back there in the waterfront edition. It is a gorgeous facility. Oh, Rudy decides he's a lapdog. It is a gorgeous facility. We couldn't have asked for better weather last year, so we're crossing our fingers. We'll be out on the patio, and I really think the only thing you need to know is it's free wine and free beer and free food. So, I mean, we're done. We're done now, right?
That's it.
Honestly, if you had thrown bacon in there, we may never have left.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
Because I was going to say, what sets your event apart from everything else? And I think that pretty much says it right there. I mean, the ability.
I mean, that's really the only thing you need to know. But if you wanted to know other stuff, we have auction items. We'll have some silent and live auction items. We have some great stuff up for grabs this year. We have some Disney Park passes, some Southwest Airline vouchers, a canine ride-along with the Canine Police Department. You get a ride-along with one of their dogs for an evening, and the shooting simulator that all of the police officers go through. All of that's going to be up for grabs. Granite City is hooking us up with some beer. Somerset Ridge Wine is hooking us up with some wine. We're going to have a wine pool, music.
So it is a ticket, and the purchase of the ticket basically is the money, how you raise the money to go to what you do,
Correct.
to go to your program.
Correct.
And all this ticket information, all the links, all the information about the event is going to be on our blog, so you can just point and click and get going. My last question for you, as far as volunteers, whether you want to be a foster home, whether you want to help out with the event, how can people get involved with the Wichita Animal Action League?
Go to our website. We have all of the information and questions that you might have about fostering or about volunteering. If you want to donate 1 day a week, 1 day a month, we have fits for that will work. If you only want to sit behind a computer and help us maintain our database, which is disgusting. I mean, and there are people out there that love that, and they're just weird. But if you're one of those weirdos, we love you. And please come help us.
Okay.
So we've got a fit and a need for everybody. There is always a way that someone can help.
All right, very good. The second annual Wags and Whiskers fundraiser for the Wichita Animal Action League. It is coming up September 17th. Again, point and click on all the links, pick up the phone and call, volunteer, participate, lots of great auction items and free beer, wine. They're going to work on bacon.
And food. We have food from over 10 different restaurants in town, so bacon might make an appearance. Yeah.
Excellent. So get on it and take part in this. It's going for a great cause. Ladies, thanks so much for coming in. Rudy, thank you.
Appreciate you.
Rudy's out.
Rudy is available for adoption if anybody's looking for a lapdog, I guess.
Rudy is fantastic. Nibbled on my beard quite a bit before we started the interview, and so if you
had some leftover donuts.
Yes, well, I'm trying to think of what I ate this morning. It was probably something very good, but anyway. So Wichita Animal Action League, looking for your help, looking to raise a whole bunch of money for the Wags and Whiskers second annual fundraiser coming up. It's JJ and
Tiny
on 101.3 today's KFDI.